Michelle here. Today I'm going to go over an assisted Cossack squat. Now a Cossack squat is a lateral squatting movement that is really intended to increase hip and ankle mobility and often used to increase squat depth for squatters. It isn't necessarily meant to overly load as a resistance exercise. So we'll start with an assistance version. So here I have a TRX, but of course any suspension trainer would do, and if you don't have access to that, then you can just wrap a belt or a scarf around a nice solid stable base to act as an assistant. So first thing is we want to get into a nice wide stance, wider than a sumo squat, and our toes are facing forward. Then as we lean to one side and then the other, as we transfer weight onto that foot, we want to ensure that we've got a really nice solid tripod foot stance. It's quite easy as you're coming down onto one side to either lift up that heel or lift up those toes. So make sure that you've got a nice evenly distributed weight on that foot. We also want to make sure that our line of force is a nice solid straight line to the ground, and that we're not breaking with internal hip rotation, flexion of that knee, and then lifting up and pushing onto the inside of the foot. So I'll show you the full version with the assistance and then a method to get there. So nice and wide, nice proud chest, and then coming down into this full version with nice deep ankle dorsiflexion and hip flexion and knee flexion as well, and then pushing up and then back down. So I recommend starting gradually. So just play around with some gentle range of motion to start. As you see, my straight leg goes into, my toes lift off and I go into hip external rotation. So practice that. You'll likely feel a nice stretch, dynamic stretch of your adductors. So again, as you come up, I want you to think about pushing up and out with that leg here to create that nice line of force. We are in a wide stance, so we could potentially get into this position, and we don't want to create force in this broken vector to the floor. So I'll often think about pushing that knee out, away from my midline to assist getting up. So play around with getting into that nice deep Cossack squat with assistance.